In a quiet forest, there lived a clever fox who was famous not only for his intelligence, but also for his love of silly tricks. He often said to himself, "Life is boring without a little fun," though his idea of fun usually meant trouble for others. One day, he met a gentle stork near the river. With a sly smile, the fox said, "My dear friend, why don't you come to my house for dinner tonight? I promise you the most delicious meal in the entire forest." The stork, who believed in kindness and friendship, replied, "That sounds wonderful. Thank you for inviting me." That evening, the stork arrived at the fox's home. The fox greeted her warmly. "Welcome, welcome. You must be hungry. I made something very special just for you," he said, trying hard not to laugh. Soon, dinner was served. It was a tasty soup, but in flat, shallow plates. "Ah, perfect," said the fox, bending down and slurping loudly. This is delicious. You should try it." The stork looked at the plate, then at her long beak. She tried to sip the soup. Tap, tap, nothing. She tilted her head, tried again. Still nothing. The fox looked up and asked, pretending to be innocent, "Oh dear, what happened? Don't tell me you don't like my cooking." The stork smiled politely and replied, "Oh no, the soup smells wonderful. It's just, my beak seems to be on a diet today." The fox burst into laughter. "Maybe you should learn how to eat properly," he joked. The stork remained calm, though she was clearly hungry. "Thank you for the dinner," she said gently, and soon left. A few days later, the stork met the fox again and said, "Dear fox, I would be honored if you came to my house for dinner tonight." The fox's eyes sparkled. "Of course, I hope it's as special as mine," he said, grinning. That evening, the fox arrived, full of excitement. "I skipped lunch for this," he said proudly. "I'm ready to eat everything." The stork served the meal. It smelled even better than before, but this time it was in tall, narrow jars. "Enjoy your meal," said the stork calmly. She dipped her long beak into the jar and began eating comfortably. Delicious," she said softly. The fox stared at the jar. "Interesting design," he muttered. He pushed his nose inside. Thunk! Ouch! He tried again from another angle. Thunk! "This jar is broken," he complained. The stork raised an eyebrow. "Oh, it works perfectly fine for me." The fox circled the jar, tilted his head, and even tried to lick the top. "Is there a secret button or something?" he asked in frustration. The stork smiled gently. "No secret, just the right shape, for the right guest." The fox stopped. Slowly, he understood everything. He sighed and said quietly, "Now I know how you felt that day." The stork nodded. "Sometimes, the best lessons are the ones we experience ourselves." The fox lowered his head, feeling both embarrassed and wiser. "I suppose I wasn't as clever as I thought," he admitted. From that day on, the fox still remained clever, but he also learned to be kind and considerate toward others. Morale: treat others the way you want to be treated.